Let's welcome Caritas today.
Thanks, Ramon. And it's never too late. You said you were in your late 50s and you have to get in balance. Well, you can start anytime. And I really appreciate your words. And next time you come to Lunenburg, whether your family is with you or not, you have my information now, and you have some family there now. My husband and I would love to have you come and visit us. So, spectator to participant, become a happier and healthier church leader. That's my talk for today, with keeping in mind the theme of the conference, Run to Win, Go for Gold. Where we live, there's a tradition now in Nova Scotia. They say, "Who's your people?" And that kind of took me aback, because I grew up in Alberta and I hadn't heard that question. And I said, "What do you mean? Who's my people?" "Well, are you related to Oikos or Wetzels or some other name that was unfamiliar to me? And do you live in Pictou County or wherever?" And today, I can relate to, I feel like these are my people. I grew up in Alberta, and I had the privilege to live and attend in Tasquin, which is an FCA church. So I was born in an FCA church, and even though there's so many people here that I don't know, we're part of the FCA, so I feel like these are my people, and I'm really happy to be here. We are the sum total of many wonderfully made parts shaped into body, soul, and spirit. And that is why I really was attracted to holistic nutrition, that God designed us with an integration of these three things, and He wants us to give that to Him in wholeness and health. "Oh yes, you shaped me first inside, then out. You formed me in my mother's womb, and I thank you, high God. You're breathtaking, body and soul, I'm marvelously made. You know every bone in my body, even those ones that get hurt and creaky. You know exactly how I was made, bit by bit, how I was sculpted from nothing to something. And I want to help you to think that that something can be healthy and whole and the best that it can be." By being here, I'm assuming three things: that you really do want to become a participant, and that you believe that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God. We are not our own. We've been bought with a price. And so if God values our bodies that much and made us that way, therefore we want to honor Him with our body. So let's take a quick look to see where we are at, how we're doing with taking care of our temple. So from 1 to 10, with 10 being closer to winning and 1 closer to wishing that you were the happy, healthy church leader person that you would like to be, where do you rate yourself on that spectrum? So put it down on the notes. I'm one of these paperwork kind of, put it down, use it as a benchmark. A month from now, 6 weeks from now, a year from now, you can look back and say, how am I doing? Have I progressed somewhere? I appreciated that, what Brother McFarland spoke around this morning too, like, do the paperwork. Having it there in front of you and looking at it will help you stay on track. Assumption number 2, I'm assuming that you're already caring for your body, for that temple that you've got, and you're putting some things into practice, and I say yay for you, keep doing those. But you also see, oh, I need some areas here that need to change. So we're going to look at clearing the hurdles, because sometimes we just have desires, but, oh, how do I get to where I feel I really want to be? And number 3, I believe with you that we all want to be a winner. I love this conference theme. Run to win, go for the gold. And we want to hear that in every sense. Of hearing, well done, thou good and faithful servant, also when we stand before God, and we also want to go for gold in how we are living our lives out. Okay, so we're going to be winners and becoming that happier and healthier person. It's time to hit the track, folks. And the first one, the first hurdle, lack of right beliefs. How many were all of you in the session that was in the main sanctuary with and when he started, I thought, oh dear, I think I was stealing my thunder. And then as the talk progressed, it was so great, and I thought, thank you, Lord, I'm on the right track here. And that it just blends so well with how he was speaking, and he was talking about having right beliefs. We got to clear that hurdle of not having the wrong beliefs. So what are you thinking? I've always wanted to use this slide of my grandson, and he doesn't look too stressed out about what he's thinking. However, what are some ways of faulty thinking? It's hopeless. I have tried so many times that it's not even worth it. I am not going to be able to lose weight again. I hope you can see that. I've tried exercising, and it's just not for me. It's not my thing. I've tried healthy changes before. They did not last. And it's sort of that all or nothing thing. I've tried it once, I'm done. It didn't work. I can't afford to go to the gym or buy healthy food. And exercise does not have to happen in a gym setting. And sometimes making food from scratch, most of the times I think is probably, I know it's better, but it doesn't have to cost more money. I might get obsessed with my health. You could say, you know, I know people who, that's all they think about is their health and what they're going to eat, and oh, I haven't done this, and I don't want to get like that. So I don't want to get weird and be like that. My family has fat genes. We'll just leave it at that. That's faulty thinking, folks. I have no willpower. My family has so many needs that, I don't think I have that up there, but my family has so many needs that I need to take care of them. And like it would just be selfish of me if I'm going to pull away and go for a walk or something. And that's faulty thinking. My job makes me fat. Church work makes me fat. Church eating sometimes can make us fat, right? We believe in fellowship, and fellowship feeds food. The good thing is, we have such a wide variety of food available to us that we can maybe start making some different choices of the food that is offered, that we offer our kids in our Sunday school class. We find lovely gentlemen in our church, and I don't know them well enough yet to give it my opinion or recommendation. But after the morning service, they all go to Brother Jeff, I think his name is, and he's just got this bag of candy to give them at 12 o'clock on their way home before they go to lunch, you know? And so it's a matter of choices. It isn't the church. You can't blame the church. I even saw an article in the Chicago Tribune that says, can church make you fat? So it's, you know, I guess we're not alone in that thinking, but it is faulty thinking. And it's not just about fat. I'm not targeting that. It's about the whole health and wellness, exercise, sleep, etc. So thoughts have a huge impact. It can also be how we think about ourselves. Like, I don't deserve to be healthy. I'm not really that valuable that I should be spending that time investing in. And we were made in His likeness, in the temple of God. So as we unpack those faulty thinking trends, give them a huge dose of this scripture. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Fit yourself in there. God designed you specially. This is Christina. This is Lois. One of a kind. So you fit in there in excellence. You may not think of yourself in that way, but God thinks of you that way. And as we also pattern our thinking that way, we will agree with him and work together with him. Thinking ahead in a positive way. Lots of athletes are going to be coming to your city soon. And do you think that they are pondering, well, I can always sit on the curb a little bit before, if I get tired, before I actually get to the finish line? No, they are mentally seeing themselves at the finish line. They are mentally seeing themselves swimming till they have no breath left and touching the end of the pool. So we have to also view ourselves in that positive way. We have vision meetings for your church, your leadership, and we think, okay, a year from now, I'd like to see this happening in our youth group, in our women's group, the environment that's in our board meetings, etc. And so we also need to envision the positive, how we can see how God would see us. So imagine how God looks at you. You're made in the image of God. You are no longer condemned. You are God's masterpiece. And Jesus said, I've come that they may have life and have it to the full. And that's in the here and now. It is not, yes, we know the glory is going to be glorious, but we can also live in the full here too. Clear the hurdles. Number 2, lack of time. Okay. Anybody here busy? Too busy? I want you to do something. It's really easy. Take a look at your watch or whatever time device you have, and then look at your neighbor's watch. Does it look similar to yours? I just want to say, almost. Okay. The point of this is we all have the same amount of time. We're all working with the same amount of 24 hours a day. So how we use that is going to depend on us, how we think our choices are. We do live in a crazy busy world, and we have these wonderful time-saving devices, technological devices. Take your pick. Books and webinars for time management that you can read on the run to your next meeting. Yeah. That's what gives us all this extra time, right? The truth is, folks, we have to get off the treadmill. Never enough time. So the only way we are going to have enough time is to reprioritize, eliminate certain activities, and focus on the things that are meant to bring us life. The things that we've chosen that are going to help bring us health and happiness as people, individuals, in our families, and in our churches, in our places of leadership. Think about Jesus as our example. Dr. Joan Borisenko tells a conversation of a friend that has been adapted to a Christian context. Think about these questions. Would I be acting this way if I was hosting Christ in my body? Would I really make Christ work this hard? Would I make him give up lunch because there's just too much work to do? No time to go to the bathroom before the next meeting. Oh, no day off this week. Sorry, we just are really pressed. This is one of those real, you got to dig deep now. But I tell them, there's no time to visit friends or take a walk with your little insane. It's just, I want you to think about that when we push and push and push ourselves. And if we actually believe that we are the temple of God and that He is living within us, we wouldn't treat Him that way. So it's a matter of planning. You have to make a plan. Have any of us ever woke up one morning and, oh, that little tire, it's gone this morning. It's in the bed sheet somewhere or whatever, it just disappeared. No, it just doesn't happen, does it? Any of those things that we, oh, I wish this would be, I want it to be different, but it's without a plan, without a goal, as Brother McFarland was also speaking this morning, that we have to make a goal. We have to choose, and it's just not going to happen. And if whatever's working, whatever plan you have now isn't working for you, then sometimes we have to change the plan. Is that not right? And we have to make a plan that works for you. The one on the left hand there, that was kind of like my daytimer times 10. I've got one circle, and then that has another circle, then it has an arrow to another one, and it was sort of like a plan that's going awry because it's always going to shift it somewhere else. Always, Monday I'm going to start because the beginning of the week, that's a good time to start. Make one that works for you, that you can actually have that box and say, check, check, that it fits with who you are as a person and something that you know you will do. Back to the paperwork idea. Chart out a food menu. Tear out a calendar from your Gmail calendars or whatever and put it on the fridge. Have those boxes. Write out some menu ideas. You see a good recipe. Guys and girls. Whoever is the cook in your house. Or you see something from, there's such a plethora of things available out there. And if you don't have an idea of what you're having for breakfast tomorrow morning, for lunch, for dinner tonight when you get home, what's the natural default? An unhealthy, a drive-through, or nothing, especially on the breakfast end. A bowl of cereal. Maybe once a day that bowl of cereal is not a bad idea. And my choice, my recommendation would have it to be cooked oatmeal, like whole grains, okay? Since you brought it up, I'll speak on that. But exactly, have a plan so that it isn't just going to the deli and taking whatever happens to look good because you gotta eat something. So chart something out, make it a priority, and don't make it so complicated that it's not gonna work for you. And don't all of a sudden think, okay, we are doing quinoa, and we are doing kale, and we are doing, those things they're fine if you're used to them and your family likes them, but don't overhaul the whole plan. Just start with one thing and have a plan that we can do this, people, and then attach a shopping list so that you have it in one place. I don't know if anyone else can relate to having, I'm notorious for writing lists on envelopes. I don't see my Scottish blood in me, so I have an envelope here and maybe a sticky note here, and then I amalgamate my staple, and get it all, how it works for you, get it all in one place, have that with you. It's just a matter of organizing it. Get those veggies home, cut them up, get a bag in the fridge, and it sounds complicated, but it really is not near as complicated as the result of what happens when you don't plan ahead. Take your lunches from home. And do the snacks. Eating regularly throughout the day is great as long as they're healthy snacks. In fact, it's very important for keeping your blood sugar levels so you're not peaking and crashing and getting your hormones out of balance, and that can create you poor sleep, weight gain, which seems like, well, I'm not eating. That's the trouble. So keep your blood sugars balanced. So whatever system you use, just use it, find it, use it, know the plan. And it'll be worth the time. It'll be worth it for your waistline, your emotional health, and even for the bottom line financially. Rather than, fast food costs a lot of money. And for the value that you're getting, it's not worth it. Number 3, lack of knowledge. It's not about lack of information. There's so much information that, to be honest, preparing for today, I had so much information available to me. Okay, we're inundated with information, but what we want to figure out is what is the best knowledge for me, that's going to work for me, that's going to work for my family, And we do have a lot of knowledge from all fronts. And if we are living in a North American environment, which I think most of us are, the information that we're using, a lot of it is unknowingly contributing to a toxic lifestyle in our homes. Not intentionally, it's just what's happening. So what does that look like, a toxic lifestyle? Increased stress, busyness, noise, consumption of junk food, Wi-Fi time. I'll talk more about that later. Not feeling safe, prescription drugs, chemicals in our food, all kinds of diseases. The list goes on. And decreased restful sleep, water consumption, time outside, being out of doors in nature. Truly restful vacation time. Not the vacation where you as pastors find a roof where you can stop and preach along the way. And I'm not judging anybody here. But sometimes we come home more exhausted than when we left, right? We need a vacation when we get back home. So in this case, more is not better. The increase in all of these things is not better. So I'm going to look at these 4 toxic zones: physical, emotional, mental, and environmental. Now these are not in any particular order, although I really would like to focus on the physical mostly, I suppose. And they won't all get equal time, but I just have got them in that order for my nice house there. Looking at the physical first. Your mom was right, she is right, you're right if your mantra, your line is eat your veggies, eat your veggies. Ideally, 5 to 9 servings a day. Do we have veggie lovers in the room?
Amen.
Yeah. There's no nutrition list or ingredient list on here, right? You know, we always say read the label, see what's in here. When you're looking at here, real produce, oh, there is it's an orange. It doesn't have a list of a bunch of things that you cannot pronounce or that are additives, chemicals. Ideally 5 to 9 servings a day. And eating all colors. God really did give us multivitamins and minerals in a beautiful array. For me, a friend and I just were, I met her on the weekend, and we couldn't find a place to shop or to get a healthy breakfast, so we found this wonderful produce store. And I'm so surprised when I think back, I didn't take any pictures when we were at this conference except in that store of the produce, because it was so beautiful. It's real, it's life, and it nourishes our body. All the colors, I just can't say enough about having vegetables. Fruits are good too. Fruits also, they have other antioxidants and things, but they also do have natural sugars, and it's an easier package to pick up, isn't it? Like this orange, or banana, or an apple. Oh, it's all ready. I can just take it. Whereas if you have broccoli, well, you're not going to take a broccoli thing, and it'll be kind of cool. But you know, you have a little more effort involved with it, right? And you need to cut it up and prepare it. So veggies are a little more work, but reach for the veggies. And if you find that tough, my dad, he used to tell Mom, I'm not a rabbit. And because she was always pushing, well, she was, if he didn't want it, he wouldn't have it, but he was trying to encourage him, you know. So just start with 2 a day. And then gradually, you know, that little piece of paper that I'm talking about, that chart, that goal chart to say, okay, folks, family, this week, we're going to add a new vegetable. Oh, and you get to pick it. You know, if you want to go and to take them along with you when you are on your, for snacks, for your lunches. I'm a veggie pusher. I'll be honest about that. I have a title at home, the Kale Queen, and I don't mind that at all. Healthy fats. Fats got a bad rap a few years ago, didn't they? I will go on to the sleep next, but I just want to talk a little bit more about food. Anybody want to give me a few healthy fats?
Avocado.
Avocado.
Beans.
Olive oil.
Nuts.
Nuts.
All kinds of nuts.
All kinds of nuts. Seeds. Fish oil. Flaxseed oil. Yeah. We need those. Those oils, they feed our brain. They help us not get old as fast because it is the covering around our cells. And healthy fats also help with our protein cells. They help build, and they are, well, think, what does oil do? It's a lubricator too, right? It's like a sheet. So we need healthy fats. It makes us feel more satisfied. If you don't have any protein or any healthy fat during the day, but actually proteins do have fat, so that's why I'm getting them in there as well. But we need those fats for our bodies, and if we have that, you are not going to be craving near as much that chocolate chip cookie or that deep fried in oil, unhealthy oil, donuts and pastries. If you have those healthy fats, you are going to be satisfied. You're not that or craving sugars. Fats are your friends. They are healthy fats. Healthy proteins. Good fish. Yes, pardon?
Almonds.
Almonds?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And are we vegetarian? Any vegetarians in here? It's okay. You can say yes or no or whatever. If you are,
Beans.
beans. This lady, she knows her nutrition stuff. Way to go.
About arthritis.
Sir,
Also specifically arthritis.
fried fish?
Arthritis.
Arthritis. For healthy fats and proteins? Is that what you wondering?
Beans.
Yeah,
Beans? Right, although, yeah, the fish should be better probably for your arthritis. Yeah, the fish would be. And lots of leafy greens. Leafy greens are really good. That's not a protein, but it's a type of carbohydrate. Yeah. So getting back to protein, so that's good. We have the nuts and seeds. If you mix them, if you mix a whole grain like rice, oatmeal, and mix that with a legume, you've got all the amino acids. You have a complete protein. And then there's healthy meats. And I think it's a good idea, maybe one day a week, not to have meat. Not that I'm an anti-meat. Meat is harder for you to digest, although some body types find it that you really function well on meat.
Especially the red meat.
Sometimes, yeah, red meat is harder to digest, and some people find it hard to, if they eat it too often, they just don't function as well. And I think also it's good to identify ourselves with a lot of the world that never sees meat for months on end. They're not able to get it, and that's my priority, my own thinking. It's not a nutritional standpoint, but I think that it also adds variety to our diet, to bring in these other proteins. Because we sometimes get stuck in a rut. And when we think of all of God's nature that He has provided for us in our food, we should be having some of this, some of this. We want that variety so we get the whole cross spectrum. Rather than taking, and I'm not anti-supplement, if it's a whole food supplement, but rather than saying, well, I just really like red meats. I'm just picking on that. So I'll just take this vitamin that has all kinds of vitamin C and other things that have that are in vegetables and others. Well, then you are missing all the other things that those vegetables have, that synergy. It's the whole piece. You don't want to just take out that one thing and pop a pill. You're missing out. So just look at the whole variety that you have available of as close to the source as possible. And eggs are good for you. I'm here to tell you. And eggs are handy. Have hard-boiled eggs in the fridge, often, ready. If you need to get out of the door in the morning on your way to work or wherever, take a hard-boiled egg along with you. Or they're also good if you're a late-night snacker and you think like, oh, I'm going to be eating an early dinner. I'm just a little bit hungry. Have a hard-boiled egg, and that protein will help sustain you, and your body will be much happier with that. So. Eggs are your friends. Okay, now one of the things to reduce and avoid, because there are also things that we know, like, what's one? Reduce sugar. Coffee, sugar, caffeine. Refined foods, like processed foods. It's not really food. I think sometimes the packaging is more nutritious than what's in it sometimes. You know? It's really not good. A lot of the people, gluten is also not a good thing. I was talking with someone last night, and we had this interesting conversation. Said there was someone that had done a survey, and they were just on the street and asked people about their diet. And someone had said, "Well, yeah, we gave up gluten, and we're not sure what it is or why it is." It's talked about the lack of knowledge, right? But we just heard we should. And for that case, maybe it's not a bad idea. But for a lot of people, gluten is really hard to tolerate too. When we grew up on the farm, that wheat 50 years ago, 60 years ago is so different from what we have today. And the protein in that is so much different that we are not able to digest it because our body's saying, like, I don't know what to do with this. And not only the gluten, but other proteins, when I talk about other things, that's why that stuff is bad for you. Because it doesn't have the real stuff, like would be in here, or broccoli, or whatever. We eat it, and the cells are saying, well, now what do I do with this? Because it's either a chemical or it's something that is not real food. Mm-hmm. Be aware of portion size, especially at restaurants. It's tricky. I mean, if you were raised in an era where you ate what was on your plate, and if someone else puts it on your plate, like at a restaurant, or you order it, and oh my goodness, I didn't know it was going to be that much food. At the risk of feeling like I shouldn't waste this, but really, is it better to go home stuffed or take it home with you? Share desserts. Everyone gets, it's a win-win then you get to. So I just want to encourage us to be aware of that and also mindless eating. How fast can a bag of chips just be gone? We're talking, maybe we're talking to a friend, we're watching a stress reliever movie like we heard about this morning, or a video or whatever, and it can just be gone. And we haven't really thought, like, oh my, I ate that whole thing. Or I ate half a carton of ice cream before it just got away on me. And this is an interesting story or a study that they did about M&Ms. If you put a bag of all the colors M&Ms in a bowl, the more colors there are, the more you'll eat. Because you think, oh, I haven't had any of this color, this color, and this looks really good, So it's like mindless. It doesn't make sense. Of course, we know it's just the food coloring on the outside of it. It's not probably going to taste much better. And the last thing on that is drink more water. Let's see, tips up. Way to go. Make that your first choice. And we are so blessed in this country. We have lots of clean water that is good for us, and we don't have to be worry that it's going to be harmful. It may not be the best compared to, there's going to be levels in that too, but drink lots of water. Cut the caffeine. I'm not saying no caffeine because then I have to preach what I live. Yes, practice what I preach. I need my at least 1 cup a day, so I won't say no caffeine, but make water your friend. Water is your friend. This, yes, happier and healthier church leader, you need your sleep. Now, it could be reversed as far as the genders. I just, I kind of like this because I think women maybe, because of our hormonal changes at certain stages of our life, we're the ones that are like this. So let's talk about sleep hygiene. And that's not maybe having a shower before you go to bed. Sleep hygiene is actually a new term for how to prepare a good environment for us to get to sleep. Because not getting enough sleep can create imbalance in our hormones, which messes us up during the day. And while we're sleeping at night, cortisol is that is the stress, the hormone, is the fight or flight stress. So during the day, probably been very active. And so when you are sleeping, if you don't have enough sleep, it's not going to have a chance to make the cycle so that by the time you get up tomorrow morning, there's going to be enough reserves to be ready to get up and go again. And that cortisol, it comes from a little biology lesson here, from the adrenal glands, which are just little at the top of your kidneys. And between the adrenals and the thyroid, those two sets of glands, they are just the powerhouses for the hormones that are going to help you with evening stress, managing stress levels. And they need time. They cannot work 24/7 like some of us try to do. So they need recovery time while we're sleeping. What foods do you reach for when you're tired or fatigued? Sugar, because you think, oh, I just need something to boost me up, just pick me up for like 5 minutes, right? And then you need something else. It's not going to help you. So ideally, bed by 11, up by 7. That's, and that could not be, that maybe isn't your reality at all, but set a goal. I had a client a while back, and she just had this habit. We have habits, right? And they take sometimes years to develop, and this is just how we do it. And she was 12:30, 1 o'clock. She'd be up by 6 or so for her to get off to work. And she said, Karen, I just don't know if I can, this 11, that. And for me, I'm at 10 o'clock, so it's all how it goes. And I said, just gradually go 15 minutes earlier. Try that for a couple of weeks, then a half hour. Try to change your rhythm into a healthier rhythm because you really get that better sleep before midnight. And gradually get more sleep. Now, for church committee meetings, when it's a lot of evenings, aren't they? And that can be tricky. And I was thinking how to adapt this, and as a leader who's in charge of that meeting, if you set your goals with a time frame for the meeting that, okay, we have this agenda, and we want to be wrapped up by such and such a time. It respects not only your own goals to get home and have a little bit of depressed time, or not depressed, but downtime before you get to bed. It also honors other people that are attending your meetings. That we think is important. We're not trying to have you get in this habit that, oh, this church meeting, it's a church thing, so we're here as long as it takes, 3 hours, and and of course there's always exceptions to the rule, but honor those goals. Getting rid of the sleep interrupters. We used to have a beautiful antique clock, and it chimed on the hour and a half hour, and I loved it. I loved the clock. But I finally realized about, wasn't that long ago, maybe 5 years ago, that it was maybe not, I could hear, we have a very open house, so, the sound just travels and it's very pretty during the day. But at night, even though I didn't think it woke me up, if I woke up, then of course I would hear it. And I'd be wondering, listening, that was it, 7.5 hour. Finally, as beautiful as it is, I just took that little pendulum off, and now I just look at the clock. And it's a pretty piece on the wall, till I decide what to do. And so if you have something like that, that is annoying you, interrupting your sleep, or animals, cats, dogs, pets, that, and I have to be honest, I'm not an animal lover. I have my grandson's cat staying with us for a while, and we abide together. But if it's really interrupting your sleep, because I do have a friend that honestly, that cat jumps on her bed and she has to let him out. And you sorted out how you're going to make that solution. Is it really worth it? I know kids get us up in the night too, but keep the kids. They will grow up too, and that's right. They'll have their payback time, if that's what you're thinking. Yeah. So, and shutting off the computer at least an hour before you get to bed.
And iPads.
iPads. All those things. Don't sleep with your cell phone. It's not a good bed partner at all. Keeping it dark in the room. And reading something that's calming and non-stimulating. That's not the time to read the how to tackle a problem that's just been bothering you, because it'll bother you all night. If not the actual thing, maybe you might have nightmares, but it's, and don't do extreme exercise just before bed. I tried that one time. We were training for a triathlon, and the only time we could get in the pool was 9 to 10 o'clock at night. It was ridiculous. But it's sort of about this winning, right? You are planning your training, and it has a time frame. But I would come home at 10 o'clock, like absolutely wired. So, it did help me in the race, albeit I didn't get a lot of sleep, the best sleep. Do exercise though, even though it's not at 9 o'clock at night, do exercise. Find something you like to do. If you absolutely hate running, I feel sorry for you, because I love to run. But not everybody, your bodies can't. Find something you like to do, something that makes your heart sing when you are doing it. It's not going to always be fun. Like these athletes that are coming, the hours that they spend, you think it's always fun? No. But the happiness does show up. And but find something that fits you. Maybe you're a swimmer, maybe you're a walker, maybe you like to pump weights. Find a partner. Find someone who's, okay, I'm going to meet you at 8 o'clock. Show up, right? And if you have someone that you're going to do something with, you're going to be more, stick to it. You're going to be more diligent. This HIIT, high intensity interval training. If you only have like a short time, like 20 minutes or less, do some, okay, I'll just give you a 20-minute idea. Take 5 minutes, you're going to go for a walk, just kind of get everything moving. Then, I'll just use walking as an example, that's probably the most common thing. Then walk like everything for 2 minutes. Walk as fast as you can. Then take 30 seconds, 45 seconds, just pull back. Then boost it up again. Do repeats of that until the last 5 minutes. And then just walk that down. In that 20, 25 minutes, you will have worked and got more value than just having a nice leisurely stroll. Like if you want to have a nice hour walk or whatever, then that's fine. But if you want to really target those deeper fat tissues, that's a good way to go. And we're all busy, so fit 20 minutes in. It can be a lunch hour, half hour time, do that. Manage sitting disease. That's also one of these new latest things, right? Sitting disease. Set a timer on your device, whatever it is. Every 20 minutes or however long, get up and walk down the hall, get outside, walk, move around. I have a son-in-law who does sitting for a job, and he's so diligent. He's a real encouragement to me that he will just, all right, he has a skipping rope, and then he'll do like 15 minutes skipping or something like that. So get off the chair, and if you can stand up at your, if you have a high enough table, you can work on your computer doing that. Even that's better than just sitting. And you get to meet people beyond your circles with exercising. Our pastor, where we live in Nova Scotia, he plays hockey Saturday nights, and I guess that really gets his blood flowing, and because Sunday morning he's just like ready to rock it, but he likes to play hockey because he gets to meet other men in the community that aren't part of his circles. And so exercise can be a really good place for that as well. So commitment to exercise then. Happiness does show up. This was a friend of mine who just ran his first 10K here in Toronto a while ago. So committed to it, and yeah, it's going to be a little pain. Not saying to injure yourself, but it's going to probably hurt. But work those muscles. That's what God made us for, to move. Okay, emotional. And I believe that some of this was covered a bit this morning, but emotional, intentional self-care for our mind and our spirit. Fill our inner well. And be okay with receiving. We pump out, we give out, we share. Be ready and open and looking for, oh, this will feed my spirit. This is going to feed my soul. Connecting and communicating with our family, with people that you are working with. Go for walks together so that you get the exercise at the same time. And if you have people that maybe teenagers that you want to communicate with your kids, sometimes, well, we're going to sit, and you're going to sit there, and I'm going to sit up here. That's probably not their idea. Okay, we're going to have a little chat. Do you want to go for a walk with me? How about play a game of tennis, or do something that, even go for a drive, and they don't have to even look at you. You know, maybe it's something they need to deal with, and that you want to communicate something. And it's very important. Make that builds your emotional health, keeps you strong. Eat meals together. Yeah. That's tough, isn't it? Even just really aim for one a day, at minimum, for sure. There's something, I mean, food is wonderful, it nurtures our body, but it's also, as we share food around the table and we accept it with gratitude and accept our company, our children around that table. That's all part of feeding our emotional well-being. Being in nature, it's vitally important. It boosts our vitality. I don't know about you, but does anyone else here, after you've been out for a walk or something, you just feel like you get ideas? Yeah, you feel like, oh, I feel refreshed, my emotion, I feel happy, I feel, there's hormones that kick in, like so, that actually are activated, and they feel good. They make you feel good. Nature is fuel for the soul. Laughter and play. We need to laugh more. And I so appreciated Brother McFarland. We've had some really good laughs. I love storytellers like that can just, and those pictures of those signs that, you know. So look for places. It's not, you know, if you have to find something on YouTube, find your old pictures, your old photographs, your family photos. That's a good place to start for a good time, for a good laugh. And laughter's like medicine. That's scriptural. Mental. So we know what happens. Mood swings, depression. But some solutions, again, cut the processed foods, the junk foods. Eat those ones high in the nutritional value. those are going to also feed your mental. And let it go. I really, I'm going to jump right to that one that our speaker spoke this morning. Letting things go. It's not worth it, friends, to sometimes hang on to things that are just going around and around. It could be like, why did I do that? Sometimes it's mental about our own thoughts, you know. Why did I do that? And let it go. It's not that important to hang on to that. Make more time for positive input, less time for the news. We have to be aware. We're not going to hide our head in the sand, but sometimes that can just be so all-consuming for us. And we have a God who's positive, who wants to fill us with the things that are true, that are real, and that are going to build us. And to balance that out with, we need more of that kind of input. Exercise, sleep, all of those add to our mental health. And the last one, the environmental. So we know, like when you think of environmental toxins, do we think of the Great Lakes, the water there? Do we think of the tar sands? Do we think of Hamilton and the pollutants spewing in the air there? Yeah, those are, you know, kind of obvious ones, but they're also in our food and the pesticides, cleaners, but the Wi-Fi. I just want to talk about the Wi-Fi a bit. We can't live without them. I think that's in our environment, in our culture, we really do have to have it. But they do have electromagnetic frequencies, the more studies that we read and research, that they do affect us. And because they are in every building, and if we are don't carry your device in your pockets, ladies, or close to your organs, on your body. Put them in your purse, have them in a separate place. And again, don't sleep with them. Please don't let your kids or your grandkids take them to bed with, playing games, and then they fall asleep. And they are foreign to the way we're created. And the World Health Organization has actually classified Wi-Fi as a possible risk for carcinogenic or cancer. And the studies are showing that it really is affecting our health. And that takes, I heard an example of, okay, so yeah, that's the problem, but now what do we do? And this guy who was talking about it, he said, we have it, each of us in our devices, we have our own poison sort of thing. He said, mine is email. He said, I just cannot stop checking, and every time I get a note. So he, and this works well to relate to your children as well. He said, I turn it off for 15 minutes. So I won't see anything. And I set the timer, and when that goes, then I have another predetermined time, maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I go on there, do my answering, set a reasonable thing, cut it out again, cut it off again. Just to start developing a pattern that you are more in control of it than it is in control of you. And for kids with video games, well, not just kids, I guess adults do as well. But, and I really appreciate you said that it's not really fair to a child to say, okay, shut it off now, you're done. Like you're in the middle of a game, do we want to just shut it off? Give them a 5-minute warning and say 5 minutes. And then if they accept willingly, then they will maybe be rewarded for another time that, oh, you're going to get more time. But also introducing ways that you can help, it could be your Sunday school class or people that you are in leadership with, because these are real things. These are that are going to help us to be healthy, body, soul, and spirit. And they can be so addictive. So in July, the Toronto area is going to be flooded with athletes that are trained at the top of their game, right? They are going to be primed, and it's going to be exciting. Although there's probably lots of work in the city yet to be done, I think at Union Station. I just went through this a couple days ago, and some of the people were saying, what are we going to do when the Pan Am Games come? there's going to be some challenges, but it's going to be a real time for you as Christian people also to maybe be influential to some of those athletes that are coming. But they're all going to be coming primed with a lot of goals, and it's taken a lot of people to help them get to this place, right? Just the same as for all of you here. It's taken a lot of people that have contributed into your life. Parents, our heritage, our pastor, somebody, many people have contributed. And coaches. And so I just want to finish up. I think I'm pretty close to 12 o'clock here. But that's what I do with my work. I help coach people, educate them, kind of sort the information to help them for what is best. I try to help people get to their podium, be happier and healthier. And much of my work is with a program called In Balance. And the founder of this program is a Christian lady who's also a holistic nutritionist, and she lives on the West Coast. Former social worker, has 5 adult children. She and her husband actually were involved with Vineyard Churches, co-pastoring the two of them as a couple for many years. And she found with her work in social work that a lot of times nutrition needs were pretty important, and she wrote the program to help children. Later it got advanced or adapted a bit for the adult. And in the last 4 years that I've worked with Brenda with Imbalance, I've always told her, Brenda, and it's based on Christian fundamentals. No, I'll say the fundamentals that are scripturally sound, but not using specifically Christian language. But I had told her when I met her, I said, eventually we are going to have something that's available specifically for Christian people, and that they can use in their families, and they can use with their churches, with their youth groups, etc. And she and I, we've been praying about it. We have other consultants, and we've been working diligently to have this homebrewing program that is just like absolutely launched this week. And so it's online, it has videos, downloadable material. You can talk to me if you're interested in doing that. But it's called Integrate, because we are integrating body, soul, and spirit as people, and integrate from an imbalanced perspective as far as we are integrating Scripture and God's Word into the principles that I've taught today. So it's 50% off for May 6th and 7th, and then I'll speak with you if you're interested in learning anything more about that. I think that pretty well covers my talk for today. I just say I'm so grateful to be here. As I started about, I feel like I'm with my people from my years of background, and it's just been an honor, and I just thank you. Let's just close with prayer. Dear God, I just thank you for this great opportunity to share, and that I thank you, Lord, that you have made us so wonderfully, that you know every bit of our bones and our tissue and our needs, which joints hurt, and you know you have our hair on our head number, Lord. We are so valuable to you because you made us. Help us, Lord, to think right things, to make time to plan, to make healthy happiness goals a priority, Lord, in our lives, as an example, Lord, and for us, in our own health. And help us to be aware of these areas of toxicity that we can change. We want to glorify you in our bodies and in our lives. And I just pray this all in Jesus' name, that you'll bless everyone who's here today. Amen.
Lunch will be 11 now. Doctor?
Is this still on? We don't need to record this, but... Okay. Okay, so the program, Balance, BALANC, stands for this. body type, attitude and emotion, laughter and play, activity, good night's sleep, the end of the night, clean water, and eating for health. So that is the areas that it covers. There are 8 modules with a video that you go on online. Like I can give you a link. I'll just tell you how much it costs, because that's probably, yeah. It's $497 plus tax, so I think it's $521 or something like that. And usually our balance programs, because we have these running already for adults and for children. And they are, depending on the demographics of the country, where, like I live in Nova Scotia, and our financial demographic is a little different than Vancouver, right? But, so at $497, it's about a half price of what it would ordinarily be. So it's based on those BALANCE, and if you wanted to purchase that, I can give you a link, and you go on and you get your information. Then you can access yourself to, there's 8 modules, and addressing all those parts. And they have a video that has, looks like it's a video that's been taped, and you can access that. And along with that, actually on those videos will be Brenda Wallenberg, who is the founder of Imbalance. And so along with that, then you will get downloadable material that links with that. So there's a whole 100-page PDF book that goes along with that has the recipes, all the tools, all the material that's covered in those 8 videos, talking about attitude and emotion, talking about eating for health, about body type, all those. And then along with that, and the thing is, we have to do these in person as well, but the beauty of having these on video, you can keep going back to the video and watching it, and as a family, looking at that and saying, okay. And also, you know how it is to get 8 consecutive weeks on a Tuesday night at 8 o'clock to get everybody there or whatever. And the marvelous thing that I love about this, of course, it can be anywhere that's accessible. So you have that, and then you have email support with one of the Imbalance nutritionists, either myself or Brenda Wallenberg or one of the others. If it was anyone from here, I would be the go-to. And there are also Hangouts. Familiar with that? It's like a video conference call, basically, and you all get on there and you say, we talk about how's it going, what are you struggling with, are you having trouble with something, or tell us what's the good thing, tell us the things that you had an aha moment this week, that kind of thing. And then we also have a Facebook group where people can get on and say, I found this great recipe, you gotta try it, it's easy, the kids can do it, or whatever. So there is a website, it's an Imbalance, and then LM. I have business cards here, and I have my website on here, and then you can get to hers, but the Imbalance. So basically, Imbalance LM, that stands for lifestylemanagement.com. And it will have all kinds, it'll give you everything that is covered. So the program has been offering the total Imbalance as being 15 years, and as far as being the online version with this for the integrated. I'm just so excited about this. That it actually now that it has the scriptural references, even though the fundamentals were part of it. I mean, that's how it was birthed in her writing it. But the other ones that were written, they've been probably 4 to 5 years as far as the videos and the group imbalance program. Anything else? So unfortunately, I will not be here till the end of the conference. And, I'll be here till later on this afternoon. But you all have my contact information and the link if you're interested. And even if you just send me an email and what about this, what about that? I mean, I'm here to answer questions, and I just, my heart is just that we will just be filled with the way that God has designed us, with energy and power to live, you know? Yeah. All right.
I just want to say I'm proud to claim this lady as my sister. One thing that Karen left out, and that is, I think she's one of the most positive people I know in my life, and I think that's a huge benefit and blessing to your health, Karen. And her and her husband are marathon runners, and done the Boston a couple of times, and lots of interesting hiking and so on. Well, we both grew up on the farm together.
Yes, we
Yeah.
did.
And milking cows really helped us.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Actually, yeah, thanks for the positive part. I have a very good role model.